Unlike the last two seasons, this season was a spicy affair when it comes to Formula One. It was full of drama, controversies and verbal battles. An exciting year where the driver's title wasn't decided until the last few races, and the constructor's title will be decided in the last race of the season. Now, while McLaren and Ferrari are gearing up for that battle in Abu Dhabi, drivers of Red Bull and Mercedes are at loggerheads. George Russell and Max Verstappen's Qatar Grand Prix feud has clearly not died down just yet. The two continue to be at each other since that race. But the jibes have now taken an ugly turn. It all started at the qualifying at Qatar Grand Prix last week. During one of the laps, Russell claims that had he not applied the brakes, he would have crashed into Verstappen. Russell, of course, lodged a complaint. So after being summoned by the stewards, Verstappen, who had taken pole position, was issued a one-place grid penalty. That's when things really started heating up. A miffed Verstappen said he had lost respect for Russell and accused him of being two-faced.
You know what it is? He acts decent in front of the camera here, but when you talk to him personally, he is a different person. I can't stand that. In that case, you can better off.
Of course, Verstappen made that comment after the Qatar race. Russell did not respond immediately. But now, after many days have passed, Russell seems to have finally lashed out with his side of the story. He said Verstappen threatened him and called the Dutch driver a bully.
I never, as I said, had the intention of coming out and speaking to you all like this, but he's gone too far now with his personal attack. Saturday night, he said he was going to purposefully go out of his way to crash into me and put me on my head in the wall. People have been bullied by Max for years now, and you can't question his driving abilities. But he cannot deal with adversity.
Verstappen, though, did not take as long to counter this. The Dutch driver refuted the claims and even called the Mercedes driver, Russell, a loser.
George is a backstabber. The way he brings up all this nonsense, he's just a loser. It's the same thing he did to the stewards, lying and sticking things together that don't make sense. I'm not here to be best friends. That's not my goal in the paddock, so I don't care much about that.
Pretty surprising and shocking how things have turned around in quite a short while, because not too long ago, Russell was in fact supporting Verstappen over that whole swearing row that he was involved in. In fact, Russell defended the Red Bull driver, even took a stand against the FIA in this matter. That now seems to be a far cry away from what the two have turned into. And while the war of words continued between the two drivers, I, of course, wondered how they would have reacted if they'd been thrown into the same room back then. And we didn't have to wait for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix for that to happen, as the duo were present during the annual Formula One dinner. As expected, Max Verstappen and George Russell were at opposite ends of the table, quite far away, lest it got into a bit of a physical tussle, something McLaren driver Lando Norris confirmed in his cheeky post. Clearly, everyone pretty much trying to take a dig at this new fiery rivalry that has emerged towards the end of the year. So here's the thing. The tradition of the annual dinner is not a Formula One organized event. It's not a Formula One tradition in that sense that the drivers have now started getting together on their own. It's their tradition in some way. And popular claims suggest that it is the world champion who foots the bill. And if that is true, it was Verstappen's turn to pay, because last year Verstappen didn't attend this dinner as he had prior engagements, which makes me think that Verstappen make this dinner to be that olive branch and in fact treated Russell to try and bury the hatchet, or did Russell have to pay for his share? That is mere speculating for laughs, but one thing is certain though, the matter isn't ending anytime soon. The season-ending race in Abu Dhabi surely will be an exciting one, not because the Constructors' Championship will be on the line and decided, but maybe to witness another chapter of this brewing rivalry and what we can expect in the following season.